Welcome to the deep dive. We've sifted through the sources you sent on human performance, and today we're really getting into morning rituals.
Morning rituals, yeah. And our goal here really is to find those small, doable habits.
Exactly. Sustainable things that can act like a bit of a secret weapon, maybe. Make your day feel more vibrant, but, without having to join that 4 a.m. club or totally change your life overnight.
Right. No extreme measures needed. The key difference we're talking about is moving past just routine, stumble out of bed, grab coffee, towards actual intention.
Intention, okay.
Yeah. How you kick off your day really does seem to set the tone. It impacts your mood, your focus, even your health. A chaotic start often leads to a frazzled day.
Whereas starting with purpose gives you a kind of psychological edge, right? A head start.
Precisely. You feel more in control from the get-go.
Okay, let's unpack the science behind this then, because it's not just fuzzy self-help. There's actual biology involved. Why does, when you do these things, matter so much?
Well, a lot of it boils down to managing your energy, specifically willpower.
Willpower, the finite resource.
Exactly. Think of it like a phone battery, fully charged when you wake up, but it drains throughout the day with every decision, every bit of stress.
Okay.
So doing positive, intentional habits first thing means you're using that peak energy. You capitalize on it before the emails, the meetings, the daily grind starts chipping away.
That makes intuitive sense. But hang on, if willpower is so precious, why spend it on something like, say, 5 minutes of stretching? Shouldn't we hoard it for the big, tough tasks later?
That's a really common question. And the perspective shift here is that we're not using willpower to force a hard task. We're using that peak willpower to automate a small positive one, make it almost effortless over time.
Automate it. Oh.
And what's cool is our bodies actually give us a little help here. There's something called the cortisol awakening response, the CIR.
Right, I've heard of that. Cortisol, the stress hormone. Sounds bad.
Well, yes and no. It gets a bad rap, but in the morning, it's actually linked to alertness. Your cortisol levels naturally spike about 30 minutes after you wake up. It's a biological boost.
So you're saying we have this built-in energy surge?
Exactly. And a simple ritual is like building a channel. It directs that natural energy surge towards something productive, something intentional, instead of just letting it, fizzle out or fuel anxiety about the day.
Or letting it crash onto the snooze button.
Precisely. And there's another benefit. Tackling decision fatigue.
Yes, where you just get tired of making choices.
Right. Every little choice, what to wear, what to eat for breakfast, which email to answer first, it all uses up mental bandwidth. If you automate those first few decisions with a ritual.
You save that energy for the stuff that actually matters later on. Less brain fog, maybe.
That's the idea. You free up cognitive resources. You're not just staring at your closet or your inbox feeling overwhelmed before 9 a.m.
Okay, the science makes sense. Peak willpower, cortisol boost, less decision fatigue. So if we know why it works, how do we actually structure this? You mentioned 3 key elements for a ritual.
Yeah, for a balanced approach, it helps to touch on 3 areas: the body, the mind, and the spirit.
Body, mind, spirit. Okay.
For the body, it could be super simple, like drinking a glass of water first thing, or maybe a minute of stretching. Just waking the body up gently.
Hydration, movement. Got it. What about mind?
Mind could be, say, setting just one clear intention or goal for the day. Not a massive to-do list, just one priority. Or even just quickly glancing at your calendar so you feel prepared.
One goal. I like that. Less intimidating. And spirit. That sounds a bit abstract.
It doesn't have to be. Spirit is really about perspective. It could be spending like 30 seconds thinking of one thing you're grateful for, or maybe a simple affirmation, just something to ground you.
Gratitude, affirmation.
Yeah.
Okay, so body, mind, spirit. Simple actions in each. That framework makes it feel less daunting. But how do you make it stick? People start things all the time and drop them.
The million-dollar question. The research points strongly towards starting incredibly small. Forget the hour-long routine for now. Pick 1 or 2 tiny habits, and crucially, leverage the habit loop.
The habit loop. Cue, routine, reward.
Exactly. You need a cue, something that already happens, like getting out of bed, or maybe turning on the coffee maker. That's your trigger.
Okay, the anchor.
Then the routine, that's your new tiny habit, 1 to 5 minutes max initially. Drinking that water, doing 10 deep breaths, writing 1 sentence in a journal.
Keep it short. And the reward, this is the important part for making it last, right?
Absolutely critical. The reward needs to be somewhat immediate and satisfying. It could be the intrinsic feeling of, hey, I did it. that little boost of self-efficacy. Or it could be enjoying that first sip of coffee after you've done your breaths.
So the reward reinforces the loop. It tells your brain, that was good, let's do it again.
Precisely. That feeling of accomplishment, however small, is powerful fuel.
What about people listening who are thinking, look, I genuinely don't have any extra time in the morning. Kids, commute, chaos.
Totally valid. And that's where micro habits come in. We're talking 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Seriously. And you can use habit stacking.
Habit stacking. Pairing the new habit with something you already do.
Exactly. Like do those 10 deep breaths while the kettle boils. Or maybe hold a 30-second plank while your toast is in the toaster. You find those little pockets of time. 2 minutes can be enough to shift your mindset.
So it's not about adding huge chunks of time. It's about weaving tiny intentional moments into what's already happening.
That's the key. Consistency trumps complexity every single time. A tiny habit done consistently builds that self-efficacy, that belief in yourself.
And that builds momentum.
It creates this positive ripple effect. Starting the day feeling capable and intentional often leads to making better choices later on, feeling calmer, handling stress better. Research links this consistent practice to higher overall life satisfaction.
It really is the compound effect in action, isn't it? Small inputs, big long-term results. Okay, so let's wrap this up with a final thought, a sort of action plan for you listening. The message is clear. Start small. Be consistent. So maybe tonight, before you go to bed, choose just one simple thing.
One tiny thing. Drinking that glass of water. 10 deep breaths. Writing down one thing you're grateful for.
And set up the cue. Put the water glass by your bed now. Put a notebook and pen on your pillow. Make it easy for your future self.
Remove the friction.
Exactly. And make tomorrow morning the first step. Just that one small intentional act. Because really, the way you start your day, it might just change the way you live your life.